Hi, everybody, and welcome back to Foreign Currencies with Scott. So today is Sunday, November 2nd, and we have closed out our fourth month of our $1,000 challenge, July, August, September, and October. So how are we doing at the end of those 4 months? Well, we are up about 10%, which is good, and we will keep going up. And next week we'll look at the individual numbers for each month. But we have had a positive gain every one of those 4 months. Now, early on, we talked about streaks and how a winning streak could make us greedy and a losing streak could make us fearful. So we have become quite fearful in the past week as we set a new high in terms of the number of losses. So, if you recall, during the week in our two midweek videos, we had, our two trades from our midweek video, we had one loss, and then what you will see attached to today's video is two more trades, a loss and a win. So we ended the week with a win. Friday here, we did not find a trade either on the primary, alternate, or the still developing third method, but we did have a win on Thursday. But that loss on Wednesday represented five straight losses. So five straight losses at the amount we risk is over 10% of our original account, which is huge and significant. We have had streaks, win streaks of three before, and three wins in a row does also represent more than 10%. So that's good. So we are still up around 10% for the year. And in the attached segments today, we're going to look at the Wednesday trade, which was a loss, and the Thursday trade, which was a win. So after 4 months, we're up about 10%, doing well, and we will see you back here midweek and see how November starts out. Until then, good trading, everybody.
All right, we're going to take a look at the Wednesday market. So on the left-hand side, our vertical line is the Tuesday evening New York close for GBP USD. The middle line there of the three horizontal lines is the price at which the GBP USD closed with New York, and that would be 132 and 72.3 pips. So our two other lines are 30 pips above that and 30 pips below that. So at 3 a.m. when London opens, we're looking for something outside those lines. And if there is something, we would look to get into a trade to go back to the middle line. So let's see what happened here. We'll have to close in on 3 a.m. and you can see that we dove down below the lower line, and at 3 a.m. we were still below it. As you can see, at 3 a.m. we were here, so quite a bit below that lower line. So then, according to our primary method, what we're looking for at 3 a.m. is a move back towards the middle line, whether that be up or down. In this case, it's up. And at that time, at least if you don't look beyond, say, right there, so you would see that we set a new low, but we're also, due to the green candle body, going up. So we would be interested in putting in a buy trade given our primary method. So we did do that, and the next period it did go up, and then it turned around and went against us. And then you'll notice that as it went against us in the next half hour, you'll notice that these candles are now below the lowest low that 3 a.m. hit. So that's a danger signal that now we're plumbing new lows, and we had bought hoping it would go up, And so instead it kept going down, and we would have a 20 pip loss for our $48. And you can see that clearly it kept going down. And so Wednesday was a loss. Now, that means that Tuesday was a loss and Wednesday was a loss. And in fact, it means that by the end of the day, Wednesday, we were setting a new trend, which is we had 5 losses in a row. So that is by far the longest streak of any kind since we started on July 1st. And that can be humbling and troubling and can make us all sorts of worried, but we just have to stick with the method. So that you can see that we lost again. That's 5 straight days. The general video may have something to say about the psychology of this, but for the moment we'll just say that Wednesday was a loss, and it marks the 5th straight loss in our trades. Wednesday's trade was made using our primary method. Okay? And we'll see what happens tomorrow on Thursday. All right, so we're going to take a look at Thursday's trade possibilities. So the vertical line you see at the left of your screen is the New York close on Wednesday at 5 p.m. Eastern Time. And you can see from the middle figure there that was at $1.31 and 95 pips. So the lines above and below that represent 30 pips above and 30 pips below. So our primary method is looking for a move out of those, away from those outer lines. So either above the 30 pips above or below the 30 pips below at the time of the London Open, which is 3 a.m. Eastern. So if we just follow along with the time here, we'll see that we never actually breached either line. And at 3 a.m., keep trying to make this bigger so that the 3 o'clock will show, and it just doesn't want to do it. There we go. Okay, we can see that at 3 a.m., we were still pretty much on the line itself. So right here is the 3 a.m. time. I'll just highlight that. You can see the little pop-up on the left that the price at 3 a.m. opened at 132.009. And our middle line was 9.5. So it was just 5 pips, 5.0 pips away. So not even close to being more than 30 pips away. So there was no trade on the primary method on Thursday. If we look to our alternate method, remember that's being 30 pips or more away from the London Open at the New York Open. So we'll just go down to 8 a.m. and we'll see that finally, well, not exactly at 8 a.m., excuse me, but a little after that, the pair started going down. But at 8 a.m., the pair was right here, which we already know is not more than 30 pips away. You can see that New York opened at 131.78.8. So 78 is not anywhere near 30 pips away. So the alternate method also was not available to us on Thursday. Now, the new alternate that we're developing that we still haven't really discussed the details of because it's a little more involved, it was used today in our main account here, not the demo account. And what it involves is following the pair after the New York Open. And in particular, it focuses on the first 30 minutes of the Open and what the pair is doing, and then what it does after that. So you can probably see that it makes a bit of a bottom here just after 9 and then started going up again. And it's right in that time frame when we entered. In fact, we entered during, no, not that one. Excuse me. We entered during the 940 period here, and we did go up. So we were at 131 and 40.4 pips. So we were just looking to get to 70 or 30 pips. And you can see that if we highlight this one over here, to get 30 pips, we just needed to get to 70. And this red candle that peaks up high did get to 80 at one point. So we definitely were able to get our 30 pips of profit in our new alternate, which we have yet to describe to you on this channel, but it was a winner for us today. So that is what happened on Thursday. So one more trading day in the week, and we'll see what happens then on Friday.